Guys, we just got over to Derek's house and we're going to be, he's actually let me borrow some of his garage space because my lift is tied up, to do a quick little easy black paint job on the dump bed and the Cummins. But let's go in here and see what he's got going on. What are you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
Watching this YouTube video. They're giving away a 79 Cummins.
You're giving away a 79 Cummins, what?
Dude, it looks like the identical one you just had.
All right, guys, if you didn't see the last video, the 79 Cummins we had, we're actually gonna be giving that away. We've teamed up with Truckmaster. We're gonna be doing a giveaway on it. So that ends February 28th. You can get a ticket to enter and win that truck for 25 bucks. And then it's a better deal as you go up from there if you wanna buy more than one entry to do it. So right now, we're over here at Derek's and we're gonna wire wheel this bed. We're not gonna go crazy on it, guys. I just wanna like, the spots where it's like really bad, just wanna touch it up real quick, and I got some paint.
We're gonna get a different wire wheel for that.
Nah, I ain't really worried about making it look super good. I do want to pull these boards out and then we're just gonna literally just blast it with a gallon of black roll-on paint and see what happens. All right, guys, we got her all wire wheeled up.
Going on pretty smoothly here.
Laying on some candy. Guys, we got the freaking Rust-Oleum Farm and Implement.
We have the best sprayers in the industry right here. Dollar General, $2.99.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about though. Look at that. Look at the glossiness in that. Turning this dump truck into a nice dump truck. All right, guys, now the next day, we went ahead and just got that knocked out, bed painted. But I gotta say, I didn't really think it would even turn out this good. I know I was doing a pretty quick paint job on it, not putting a lot of time into it, but like it went really, really fast and it doesn't look that bad at all, to be honest with you guys. I think it makes the truck look a lot better. I didn't paint the chains in the back, obviously. So I'm honestly pretty happy with it. So it'll just make the truck look a lot better than what it looked like with the old white rusty bed. I didn't want to put a ton of time into this bed because it is a work bed. I mean, it's not like a nice Bradford built. That would be one thing, but now we need to run into town, get some fuel for this thing. Then we're gonna jump back and work on the Mustang. All right, guys, and now we have a 2010 Mustang pulled in the garage here that we are gonna be pulling the transmission out of because the slave cylinder blew apart in it, and we don't really know exactly how much we need to shim the slave cylinder. He put a new motor in it and did an upgraded clutch. Well, with upgraded clutch, we're thinking the stock slave cylinder blew apart. He put an aftermarket. There's a big long story to it basically, but long story short, we need to change the slave cylinder and verify that the slave cylinder is shimmed properly for his new clutch setup. So he already has some of the shifter stuff tore apart inside the car here. Looks like a lot of it you got to unhook from the bottom. So I'm gonna roll this thing forward, get it on the lift, and get the transmission pulled out of it and verify what parts I need to order. I don't know if we're gonna be putting the trans back in today. We may pull Bailey's truck in and work on it, but that's gonna be the main goal for now, is to get this thing in the air and get the trans pulled out. Guys, I'm back working on this Mustang again, and I have some parts in, a couple different assortments of spacers for the slave cylinder. He's put an aftermarket slave cylinder, or aftermarket clutch in this thing, and an aftermarket slave cylinder, and his tolerances were off, and he's blown two of these slave cylinders apart. So we were trying to get some measurements. We have to basically measure with this thing compressed like that from this flat edge to the front of the throwout bearing, and I have to I have to measure that distance and then a distance up on the engine. But what's confusing is it wants me to measure from the edge of the block to the fingers. Well, the fingers sit below the pressure plate when it's all torqued down, and then to throw it, even make it more confusing, there's a starter spacer that's 40 thousandths. So we get this thing set up to where we have the proper pressure basically put on this clutch so we can get good disengagement while not overthrowing the throwout bearing and slave cylinder. So that way he doesn't blow it apart again. This is like the second one he's put in it, keep blowing them apart. So the spacer I have on there right now, it's actually installed where my finger is. This one's 750 thousandths. And then these little guys I got here are 170 thousandths a piece. So I'm just trying to line all this up and make it where we have good engagement. Guys, I'm not trying to jump to any conclusions, but I think I got the clutch figured out in this thing. It did make a really weird noise when we first put it back together. or when we first started it, like it made a squeal, but I don't know if that was just kind of everything sitting in its place. It seems that we have pedal, clutch engagement right off the floor, so I don't think the slave cylinder is having, I have plenty of travel that I don't feel like it's having to basically work too hard to basically get it off the floor, if that makes sense. That doesn't make any sense, but I do want to show them real quick. You guys got here, I've had diesels my whole life, but this is an exhaust clip. This is a different kind of cool. Like, I really want one of these now. All right, guys, gotta get you guys a little bit of exhaust clips. This thing sounds pretty sick. It needs tuned still, but, and I'm not used to driving a freaking sports car. The customer had was the car would not go into first gear if you had it in, if you had all the shifter plastic on. Well, been digging, messing with it for a while, and come to find out, he installed this little shifter bar here backwards. So it's this little cutout right here, so that way it will not hit that, because whenever you go to put it in first, it comes over and it rubs. So I'm hoping I spin this, problem solved, hopefully. Let's see. I'm also in the air. Mace's down there taking it loose. Guys, shift console is all fixed. You can get it in first gear now. Third, fourth, fifth. He had it backwards. So this thing was like digging into here to try and get it in first. It's still pretty close, but that's just how they are. Good to go. All right, guys. So the Mustang is all wrapped up finally. The shifter is good in this thing. I was honestly kind of stressed this one a little bit, guys, just because we normally don't work on cars. And it was a little bit of a learning experience for me, to be perfectly honest, but I do have a better understanding. If I ever need to shim another clutch, I'd be probably pretty good at it and not have anything slowing me down in the garage. As you can see, is a mess right now, but basically the problem is the slave cylinder. There's when it's fully collapsed. It was having to overextend for him to get clutch disengagement. So it blew the seal out of this thing. You can see it's all blown apart, and this is brand new, and it happened recently, or it happened after he got it all together. And the way that you had to do it was you had to measure you had to take two measurements, this to the transmission bell housing, and then an engine block to the clutch fingers, and basically verify that you're within 100, 250 thousandths. And yeah, so we got all that measured, got it set up right. Ended up going with a 750 thousandth spacer, and the clutch comes a little bit off the floor, and you're disengaging. So I don't think it's not like it's just all the way to the floor. You do have, it'll come up some, and then it'll disengage now. So it feels good. Hopefully it doesn't have any more problems with this thing. You guys can see it was hit there in the back. He's got to take it to the body shop, get it fixed. But so now he's got new engine, new McLeod clutch, and it's a really nice car. Really, really cool little build he's got going on. All right, guys, the timeline is definitely all over the place in the terms of this video, series of events when this video is actually going up. Obviously, you guys already saw that we painted the dump bed, also painted some of the frame, and painted the wheels, spray painted all that stuff black on the dump truck. And I gotta say, it does look a lot better. Guys, I have cab corners on the way. I actually have one inside, but the other one they had to ship from the manufacturer. So once I get that, we will put cab corners in this thing. I'll do a video on that. I'm not a professional body shop, so you know that's kind of going to be a DIY, do it at home kind of thing. But today we are snowed in. You can't even see outside. It's a complete whiteout, and my work actually canceled today. I didn't have to go to work today. That's how bad it is. And we're about to do probably something stupid and drive into town and get a windshield wiper motor for the dump truck. I have the whole cowl tore off of it again, guys. This is just an aftermarket replacement that I put on the truck. I was on the way home from dinner last night. Windshield wipers, I noticed it blew a fuse, and I put like 4 different fuses on it. It just keeps popping them. There's a high amperage draw. This motor, I think, is burnt up. and it's warm to the touch, and I only ran it for like maybe a minute, and it's just, I don't know, I think the winding inside of it are all blown apart. But I would take it apart and probably show you guys what's wrong with it, but unfortunately I need this to warranty it because I don't want to go buy another one. So I'm going to take this with me to town, go to town. Guys, I think now would also be a good time to get you guys' opinion. What do you think about this thing? Do you guys think that I'm on the right path if we fix this thing up? Is this something you guys could see long-term on the channel? And, you know, is it worth me putting money into fixing up? Do you guys like it? I mean, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. It's a 12-valve, 5-speed MV4500 truck with a functioning dump bed that I've already used multiple times. It's bone stock. There's a ton of stuff we could do to this thing, guys, if we wanted to build it up. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Is it the right call to dump money into this thing? Is it not? You guys think it's stupid? Should I put my money into another truck? Just comment down below. I seriously take your guys' suggestions into considerations. All right, guys, got the windshield wipers all taken care of on the dually. So we finally got that wrapped up. Let me tell you guys, it is so bad outside. Like, it is a complete whiteout here in central Indiana right now. Mason just came over to pick up some tools. It's so bad. The roads are screwed. Solid sheet of ice. Snow drifting like 2 foot in front of my door. But without further ado, guys, that's going to wrap up the end of this video. Do me a huge favor, leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and go ahead and get entered. So the link is going to be in the description below if you guys want to get entered to win the 79 Dodge that we were working on a couple videos back. Delivered it up to Truckmaster. That thing is super sick, and I really, really want one of you guys on the Dirty Diamond channel to win it. So go ahead and enter the link below. It's 25 bucks to enter. That gets you one entry, but that's all it could take to win this thing. So without further ado, that's going to wrap it up. See you guys on the next one.